Namaste people. Welcome back to my channel, Light of the Hope. In this video we are going to learn about Class 10th Biology Life Processes lesson. So let's move into the topic. First of all, what is life processes? Life processes are the processes, refer to the essential functions and activities that living organisms perform to maintain life, growth and reproduction. These processes includes nutrition, respiration, circulation, excretion, reproduction. First we are going to see about nutrition. Nutrition. It is a process of taking food and breaking food into small particles. Absorption of nutrients from food is called nutrition. Carbohydrates, proteins, fats, minerals and vitamins are all nutrients. Nutrition is classified into two types: autotrophic and heterotrophic. Again, heterotrophic is classified into holozoic nutrition, saprophytic nutrition and parasitic nutrition. Autotrophic nutrition. The living organisms which can prepare their own food are called autotrophs. Examples: green plants and bacteria. Now, let's study about nutrition in plants. Plants prepare their own food in the presence of sunlight by the process called photosynthesis. Raw materials needed for photosynthesis are carbon dioxide, water, sunlight, chlorophyll. Equation for photosynthesis: 6CO2 plus 6H2O in the presence of chlorophyll and sunlight gives C6H12O6 plus 6O2. Stomata helps in photosynthesis. Role of stomata: present on the surface of leaf, involve in the exchange of gases. Stomatal pore is maintained by guard cells. When guard cells swell equals open, when guard cells sink equals closed. The process of photosynthesis. The following events occur during this process. 1. Absorption of light energy by chlorophyll. 2. Conversion of light energy to chemical energy, and splitting of water molecules into hydrogen and oxygen. 3. Reduction of carbon dioxide to carbohydrates. These steps need not take place one after the other immediately. For example, desert plants take up carbon dioxide at night and prepare an intermediate which is acted upon by the energy absorbed by the chlorophyll during the day. Now, we are going to learn about heterotrophic nutrition. Heterotrophic nutrition. Organisms which depend on other organisms for their food are called heterotrophs. Saprophytic. Organisms which depend on dead and decaying matter for their food. Examples: yeast and mushroom. Parasitic. Organisms which depend on other living systems, they live in host. Examples: lice, tapeworm. Holozoic. Organisms take complex organic matter substance as food. Examples: humans and animals. Holozoic nutrition in amoeba. 1. Ingestion, intake of food. 2. Digestion, breaking of food into smaller pieces. 3. Absorption, nutrients of food get absorbed by body. 4. Assimilation, food gets utilized later for energy. 5. Egestion, removal of waste or undigested food to out. Now you can see the image of amoeba. Nutrition in human beings starts from mouth, buccal cavity, esophagus, stomach, small intestine, big intestine. Nutrition in human beings, it start from mouth. 1. Mouth, intake of food, opening guarded by 2 lips. 2. Buccal cavity, teeth helps in chewing, food particles gets converted to small particles. Salivary glands secrete saliva, helps to kill bacteria. Saliva contains salivary amylase, it helps in 1. Moist the food. 2. It converts starch into glucose. 3. Esophagus, long pipe that connects buccal cavity and stomach. The food moves through movement, in food pipe called peristaltic movement. Stomach, expands as food enters, it contains some gastric glands, those are pepsin, helps in protein digestion. HCl, helps to create acidic nature in stomach, activate pepsin and kills bacteria. Mucus, it will protect the stomach from HCl. 5. Small intestine, divided into 3 parts. 1. Duodenum, it connects to ducts of pancreas, bile juice and gallbladder, bile juice secreted by liver. Pancreatic juices are trypsin, that convert proteins into amino acids. Amylase, helps in carbohydrates digestion. Pancreatic lipase, helps in digestion of fats. 2. Jejunum, middle part of small intestine, helps in absorption of food through a finger-like projection called villi. 3. Ileum, final portion of small intestine, carries undigested food into large intestine. 6. Large intestine, divided into two. Colon and rectum. Colon helps in water absorption and rectum has a small hole called anus. Undigested food comes out through anus. By what is respiration? Respiration is a metabolic process that occurs in all organisms. It is a biochemical process that occurs within the cells of organisms. In this process, the energy, ATP adenosine triphosphate, is produced by the breakdown of glucose, which is further used by cells to perform various functions. Types of respiration. There are two types of respiration: aerobic respiration, anaerobic respiration. Let us see what is aerobic and anaerobic respiration. Aerobic respiration. 1. Takes place in presence of oxygen. 2. Occurs in mitochondria. 3. End products are CO2 and H2O. 4. More amount of energy is released. Anaerobic respiration takes place in presence of oxygen. Occurs in cytoplasm. End products are alcohol and lactic acid. Less amount of oxygen is released. Now let us learn about the breakdown of glucose by various pathways. Breakdown of glucose 6-carbon molecule into 3-carbon molecule called pyruvate takes place in the cytoplasm. Pyruvate may be converted into ethanol and carbon dioxide, which takes place in yeast during fermentation. Since the processes takes place in the absence of air, it is called anaerobic respiration. Pyruvate is broken down in the presence of oxygen to give 3 molecules of carbon dioxide and water. This process takes place in mitochondria. Pyruvate is converted into lactic acid when there is a lack of oxygen in our muscle cell, which is also a 3-carbon molecule. During hard racing or exercise, the oxygen supply may not be enough for the needs of the muscle cells. Exchange of gases takes place through specialized organs of respiratory system. Human respiratory system: air enters into our nose and the process starts. 1. Nostrils. It is the opening through which air passes through our nostrils into the nasal cavity. 2. Nasal cavity. It is lined with hairs and mucus. It warms, moisturizes and filters air before it reaches the lungs. 3. Phrynx. It is the common passage for both air and food. It connects the mouth and windpipe. 4. Trachea. It is also called as windpipe. It runs from pharynx to thoracic cavity. It contains C-shaped incomplete rings, cartilage, bronchi. Trachea is divided into bronchi. Each bronchi enters into a lung. Bronchioles. Bronchi in a lung is again divided into bronchioles. Alveoli. Bronchioles end up with a balloon-like structure called alveoli. Alveoli is surrounded by blood capillaries. Lungs. One pair of lungs, soft and sponge-like. These are the main organs for breathing. It contains bronchi, bronchioles, and alveoli. Practice the diagram of human respiratory system. Process of breathing. Breathing mechanism of lungs controlled by diaphragm and intercostal muscles. When diaphragm moves down, the lungs expand and air is inhaled. When diaphragm moves up, the lungs contract and air is exhaled. Respiration in plants. CO2 is liberated by plants when photosynthesis not taking place. CO2 is absorbed by plants during processes of photosynthesis. So, during nighttime photosynthesis stops due to absence of sunlight, and respiration keeps happening. CO2 is liberated into atmosphere. Gaseous exchange. Respiration can occur in 3 parts of a plant. From leaf, through stomata, stem, lenticels in stem, root, through root hair. About transportation. Before going to learn about transportation, what is transportation? Transportation is the life process by which materials like food, water, oxygen, and wastes are carried from one part of the body to another in plants and animals. Transportation takes place through circulatory system. Circulatory system is 2 types: open circulatory system. Examples: arthropod, mollusca. Closed circulatory system. Examples: vertebrates. We learned about blood being a fluid connective tissue. Blood consists of a fluid medium called plasma, in which the cells are suspended. Plasma transports food, carbon dioxide and nitrogenous wastes in dissolved form. Oxygen is carried by the red blood corpuscles. Many other substances like salts are also transported by the blood. We thus need a pumping organ to push blood around the body. That organ is heart. The heart is a muscular organ which is as big as our fist. Both oxygen and carbon dioxide have to be transported by the blood. The heart has different chambers to prevent the oxygen-rich blood from mixing with the blood containing carbon dioxide. The carbon dioxide-rich blood has to reach the lungs for the carbon dioxide to be removed, and the oxygenated blood from the lungs has to be brought back to the heart. This oxygen-rich blood is then pumped to the rest of the body. Route of blood passage. From body right atrium to right ventricle to lungs. Lungs to left atrium to left ventricle to body. Some important things we have to remember. About heart. Human heart consists of 4 chambers. Between right atrium and right ventricle, tricuspid valve is present between left atrium and left ventricle, bicuspid valve is present. Left part is separated from right part through septum. Its size is about human fist. Heart is slightly tilted towards left side. Its weight around 300 grams. Double circulation. Blood passes twice through the heart is called double circulation. Examples: humans, reptiles, amphibians. Single circulation. LOOD moves only once through the heart. Example: fish. The tubes, blood vessels. Arteries are the vessels which carry blood away from the heart to various organs of the body. Since the blood emerges from the heart under high pressure, the arteries have thick, elastic walls. Veins collect the blood from different organs and bring it back to the heart. They do not need thick walls because the blood is no longer under pressure, instead they have valves that ensure that the blood flows only in one direction. The smallest vessels have walls which are 1 cell thick and are called capillaries. Exchange of material between the blood and surrounding cells takes place across this thin wall. The capillaries then join together to form veins that convey the blood away from the organ or tissue. Lymph. There is another type of fluid also involved in transportation. This is called lymph or tissue fluid. Through the pores present in the walls of capillaries, some amount of plasma, proteins and blood cells escape into intercellular spaces in the tissues to form the tissue fluid or lymph. It is similar to the plasma of blood but colorless and contains less protein. Lymph carries digested and absorbed fat from intestine and drains excess fluid from extracellular space back into the blood. Transportation in plants. Plant transport systems will move energy stores from leaves and raw materials from roots. These 2 pathways are constructed as independently organized conducting tubes. 1. The xylem moves water and minerals obtained from the soil. The other, phloem, transports products of photosynthesis from the leaves where they are synthesized to other parts of the plant. Xylem and phloem are the main tissues helps in transportation in plants. That's all. First of all, we have to know what is excretion. Excretion is the biological process by which organisms remove harmful metabolic wastes from the body. The mode of excretion is different in unicellular and multicellular organisms. Excretion in human beings. Human excretory system include a pair of kidneys, a pair of ureters, urinary bladder and urethra. Its main function is to remove nitrogenous wastes such as urea from the body. These wastes are removed from blood by kidneys and passed down to the urinary bladder by pairs of ureters. The urethra further releases the urine out of the body. Here you can see the excretory system. Kidneys. Structure and function. The main organ of human excretory system is kidney. It is reddish-brown and bean-shaped structure, located towards back of abdominal cavity. The major functions performed by kidneys are followed. 1. Removing excessive water from the body, nitrogenous wastes from blood in the form of urine. 2. Maintaining constant concentration of blood plasma. 3. Regulating the pH of blood. Structure of nephron. Each kidney contains large number of tiny function units called nephrons. These are structural and functional units of kidney. These nephrons has a cup-like capsule called Bowman's capsule at its upper end, and lower end is tube-like structure called tubule. They both together contain nephron. Blood will flow at high temperature in these tubules by blood capillaries called glomerulus. Here you can see the picture. Artificial kidney. Our kidney act as a vital organs for survival. Several factors such as infection, injury or restricted blood flow to kidneys reduce the normal activities of kidneys. Kidneys failures can be managed by artificial kidneys. Artificial kidneys is a device used to remove nitrogenous waste products from the blood through dialysis. Excretion in plants. Like humans, plants also excrete some waste during their life processes. 1. Gaseous waste products. Plants release gaseous waste like carbon dioxide through stomata in leaves and lenticels found in stem. 2. Liquid waste. Plants excrete excess liquids by process of transpiration. Plants also store waste substances in old xylem as resin in gums. Example: rubber tree. 3. Solid waste. Some plants store waste in their cellular vacuoles and in tissues with dead cells. That's all for this video. I hope this video is helpful. If you find this video helpful, please do like, share and subscribe to our channel Light of the Hope. Thank you.